Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ask Us Anything on this Father's Day evening.
Why did we decide to do a Father's Day show when everybody's doing Father's Day stuff? I don't know. It's a little dark in here, but if I open this window,
Shade.
we will. If I open the shade,
It's a little too much.
It's a little too much, so we'll just keep it down because the sun is right over there. Hey, this is Mike and Jen, and we are coming to you from our RV, and we are in Southwest Michigan. And we are delighted to see everybody. Oh, they're all coming on now. Chris Mondo Biondo is there. Is wishing a happy Father's Day. And we're looking at you all coming on. We were talking with Phyllis just before we went live, and we said, "Where is everybody?" And I said, oh, "It's Father's Day. Why did we schedule this on Father's Day? We just left. Oh man, did we have a dinner at our son's house? We had. Are you ready for this? Filet mignon, king crab, corn on the cob, strawberry shortcake, and we left that to come here to say hello to you. So
What we ate.
Be nice to us. No, it was just a great Father's Day over there with our son Jeff and daughter-in-law Amy and our two grandkids Jax and Jovi. And you've seen them all. They've all been on our with Wendy and her family, and they've all been on many times before. Well, there are a lot of you online now, so I guess we can be happy. Let's start saying hi to everybody, and we'll kind of go. Randy Dexter, he was first. He was my neighbor for the last week at our Shipshewana gathering. Hello, Randy. Glad to see you made it back safely in North Carolina. And Steve Egbert, Tulare, California, and he hopes everybody is well. And there's Chris Allen. He was my neighbor on the other side at our gathering last week in Shipshewana. And Georgiana Thornton, San Antonio, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna Berry King.
And hello from Lake Powell in Page, Arizona.
We love Page, Arizona. We love Arizona. Melissa Lyles, she was with us in our gathering last week up in Midland, Michigan. Frugal Tracy, South Dakota. Look at them all. They're all out there tonight.
Everybody got home safely.
KK Kayak from the North Woods of Wisconsin, camping near Lake Tomahawk. KK Kayak usually, I think, asks me what we're having for dinner. No, that's Road Trip Buddy. And I just shared what we had for Buddy. Mike Bowers, thanks for the bee videos. Well, thank you. We have another bee video. We shot one at Shipshewana, actually. Wendy from our team is helping us review one that we really a deluxe one that we stayed in. She stayed in at our gathering. We'll have a review on that coming up. We also have some reviews coming up on small class A's. So stay with our YouTube channel.
So
here.
Get to work. Got to get to work.
Yes, I have to edit these things now, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. Gail Gabbard.
Hello from Gail in Stevensville, Michigan.
Hey, Gail. Good to see you. Hot weather gripping almost all of America's midsection tonight. And it's going to be hot all week. Frugal Tracy.
After the meetup last week, how did you have room for all that?
King crab, filet mignon, strawberry shortcake. You make room for it. You know, that's my only suggestion is you make room for it. And we did. Oh, we're suffering. Ed Richards, peeps and peepettes from Ed is, I know, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Good to see you on, Ed. Jordan Dexter. Jordan was our taxi driver in a EV golf cart last week.
And love the video you posted yesterday with the groove and gathering highlights.
Well, thank you, Jordan. You are a star in that as well. We appreciate that. And if you guys haven't seen that, it's here on the channel. And we urge you to please look at that. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And that way Google will show it to more people. And that's always good, right? Thank you, Jordan. Wendy Boyer.
Hi, Randy and everyone.
Wendy was obviously with us all over that gathering last night.
Wendy was everywhere.
She was, and we appreciate so much. Wendy and Phyllis worked hard with us last week in Shipshewana, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, you know, you work all months and months before we set something like that up, and then it happens, it's over, and it's like, okay. And now we're planning for the one in February in Florida in October. So that will be our next one. Thank you, Wendy, for joining us tonight. And Richard Carrerio.
Hello from Massachusetts.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for joining us. Janet Matthews.
Happy Father's Day, Mike.
Hey, Janet. Thank you. We are glad to see you on. We saw a picture of you camping with Chris and a bunch of others. I think you were on Lake Erie, if I remember right. Not sure, but I saw you. You've been busy this past week. Nice to have you with us tonight. Carol Fife.
Hello from very warm and soon to be very hot Cleveland, Ohio.
Nope. Chesterland, Ohio.
Oh, sorry.
Looked like Cleveland from a distance.
From a distance, it did. Had a wonderful time this week in Shipshewana.
It was, and it's hot here too. We're in Southwest Michigan near Kalamazoo, and the temperature is in the upper 80s. It's going to be in the 90s. There's heat warnings all week, and we're in the RV. I've had the air conditioner on since about 3 o'clock, I think. It's nice and cool in here, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, feels really good.
Bo is right in here with us. He didn't want to not be included.
And Chris Mondo Biondo.
Hello from KOA Campground in Sandusky, Bayshore, Ohio.
Hey, Chris. Great to see you with us tonight. Not too far from us here in Southwest Michigan. Good to see you. Stanley Long.
Hello from Stan and Ann from Association Island, Henderson Harbor.
Hey, I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I don't know where that is either.
I have no idea where Henderson Harbor is, but it sounds like a great place. So thank you, Stanley, for checking in. Bradley Olson.
Hello from Teddy Roosevelt National Park, near Medora, North Dakota.
One of our favorite towns, and I see the Medora musical opened, I think, last week. So, Bradley, go see it if you haven't already. We love Roosevelt National Park there, and I believe it's the Cottonwood Campground that is our favorite spot there. I don't know if that's where you are, but if you haven't attended the Medora musical, and while you're at it, before the show, eat one of those those steak dinners, those cowboy dinners that they have. What a great show that is, and one of the neatest amphitheaters I've ever been in.
You can watch the wildlife before the show starts.
There's always some elk out there and some guys on horseback, and we are big fans of Medora, North Dakota. Enjoy yourself out there. I'm envious that we're not with you, Bradley. Liz Keith.
Hello. Did you decide on a van?
Oh, no. If you watched all of our series, we decided against a van, Liz. They're just too small for us now. We have been spoiled by our condo on wheels here in this fifth wheel. We did test out some small Class A's, and we will tell you about what we think of those in a series that will start in a couple of weeks. But no van for us, no Class B van, which was a surprise. We thought we would say, oh, good, let's get one. But while we found some we really like, they're all really nice. For the amount of money that they cost now, and since we already have this unit, it's just not in our future. But that could change. You never know. Jen could find one next week she really likes. Stanley Long.
Best route from northern New York to Grand Canyon.
Oh, gosh. You've got 100 ways to go. You're going to probably take a southern route. You're going to go Highway 80, 90 for some of the way, and then you're going to dip south, maybe head over towards Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then take that off into Utah, and then follow Utah around a little bit, get into Arizona. Take your time, plot it out, but stop at all the national parks that you can along the way. We just were at the Grand Canyon a couple of weeks ago, and it is indeed grand. So, but take advantage once you get really west of the Mississippi. You have several different ways you can go. You're going to work your way south and then west, but enjoy it. Get into Southern California or Southern Colorado. Get into Utah and just work your way around to Arizona. Time to remind everybody about our RV Lifestyle community. If you haven't already been a member, please join now. community.rvlifestyle.com. Look, you can stay on Facebook, and we have a big presence on Facebook, but you know how nasty Facebook can be. How many mean, petty people there are on Facebook. And while we have a group of 400,000, we started the community.rvlifestyle.com to get away from all that nastiness. And it truly is a community. It is a place to ask questions, make friends, get great information and tips. And we invite you to join community.rvlifestyle.com. All right, so let's see what else we've got. Greg Naylor.
What do you think of RV parks requiring the RVIA certification to stay in the park? All of the work on my We Roll RV was done by licensed professionals, the electricians and plumbers. Any suggestions?
I don't know of any parks that ask to see an RVIA certificate on it. I certainly can understand why they have it, because they don't want junk in there. And do-it-yourself fans do not have that RVIA certification, which means then that the park has to have some qualified people to go out and look and make sure that, everything is done correctly in that van. So I understand the need for certification. I'm not sure what the re-roll RV is. Have no idea what you're talking about with that, but I take it that that's one that you did by yourself. Maybe that's the name you gave it. And all that is great, but there can't be very many parks that insist on that. So just move on to another park. If that's what the park feels, that means that they've had a problem in the past. People with junky cars and vans and trucks that they've tried to tell folks are campers or RVs, and they're really basically homeless people living in a truck or a car or a van. So that's why they have those requirements, if they do. I've never run into one myself ever. If you have, and it's a problem you have consistently when you go into parks, then I would take a look at that RV and ask, what is it that makes people ask for that certificate? Does it look junky? I don't know. But I've not perceived this to be a major problem anywhere. And this is, I think, the first time we've ever been asked about it. So I understand why parks would require that if they've had a problem with basically homeless people setting up encampments in their parks. That does not seem to be your case at all. It sounds like you've done a great job with yours. So if somebody's giving you grief over it, pick another. There are lots of parks and very few. I've never encountered it in 12 years of RVing, ever. So it can't be a common problem. Gloria Maillard.
Hello from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Heading to the UP for a week and
last week of June. You're still in the heart of mosquito and black fly weather. So if you're over by Lake Superior, you're probably going to find some of the official bird of the Upper Peninsula, which is the mosquito, and the black fly, which come and go with the winds off of Lake Superior. But all that ends about mid-July, and then it's much better. But it's not every day. I think you'll have a great time in the UP. Just understand to be a little careful and watch, which direction the wind is blowing when you choose your place to camp. See if you can get it out of that wind that draws those flies on off the lake. Deborah Beck.
We're leaving next week for a fantasy RV tour of the Calgary Stampede and Glacier National Park, where it is snowing today. Hope it stops before we get there.
It snows every month on Logan Pass in Glacier National Park. Every month it snows, 12 months out of the year. So, yep, the roads have been cleared. Going to the Sun Road is now open, so you won't have any problem getting in. You're going to really enjoy the Calgary Stampede. Glacier is my personal favorite RV park. I don't know if it's your favorite, but it's one of yours if it's not your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have a great time. But yes, it snows at Logan Pass, which I think is only 10,000 feet up, but it snows every month of the year on Logan Pass.
Actually, snow sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, this heat wave that is engulfing the midsection of the country is amazing. Jerry Cornelius,
Do you have solar on your rig?
300 watts of solar, 200 watts of lithium ion batteries on this rig. And that's enough for us to easily overnight. Can't run the air conditioner all night on that, but if we're boondocking, but that's usually not a problem. So it seems to be the sweet spot for us with this 300 watts of solar and then two 100 amp hour lithium batteries. Steve Whitestock.
New musical team producing the show in Miranda this year.
In Medora.
Medora.
Yes. I think there's a couple of different shows I saw that they're doing this year. And I'm not sure who that team is, but Medora musical is always first. Right? It's
It'll be good.
So much fun.
No matter what they do.
Yep. So much fun. So, Inka Schultz.
Question, wondering how the washer dryer is working. Haven't had a chance to test it yet.
Well, I don't know how far, if you followed the yesterday's video where I showed that it leaked. And then we had a team, the dealer that I had it installed from, Elkhart, sent a tech over to the campground in Shipshewana. And this guy was so persevering. He really worked hard and identified the problem being the drain pipe was cross-threaded. The main drag pipe that ran underneath our bed was cross-threaded. So it leaked when that washer dryer started to kick off all that water from it when it drained it. He says he has it fixed. We are now back in Southwest Michigan. We've not had a chance to test it, which we will do hopefully this week. And fingers crossed, Inka, we hope that was the problem and that that there's no more leakage at all, because it really is convenient to have a washer dryer. And by the way, that was not a problem of installation from the washer dryer. That was a problem that can be traced back to the factory that built our Montana. Somebody just was really careless in putting those pipes together. Funny technology.
Hello from Northeast Texas, y'all.
It's been hot there, I see as well. I see it's been hot there. Don't know who to call you because you've got not a real name, just a moniker there, Funny Technology. But it's been hot. So hopefully it's going to be, I think all week it's going to be warm here. Jeff Carey.
Thanks for the live chat and streaming from the Indiana meetup. Looks like everyone was enjoying themselves. What was your short feelings of the 3 Class A's you reviewed? Thanks.
Well, we don't want to scoop ourselves and give it away, but what's the bottom line that we decided after the 3 of them?
It seemed like there wasn't much room inside them.
No, I think there wasn't very much room inside them. We are going to be testing some small Class C's, or some medium-sized Class C's, I should say. And that will be interesting to see if we think there's more room there.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we came away with, and it's something that we've known from all the different RVs of every different type that we have reviewed over the years, and that is literally get what you pay for. When something is an entry level in that class, or that particular type of RV, if it's entry level, you can be sure that the quality is not high. Doesn't mean that it doesn't work and that it doesn't look good, but the quality of the parts, the fit of all of the different things that go into making an RV, the less you pay, the less that quality is. I think that's fair of me to say.
Yeah.
And we'll have lots more to show you, little things that we didn't like about them. Overall, they were fun to drive. I really like those big cabs and being able to see. We never got past the fact that it was just weird not to have a door that you could open as a driver or as a passenger. You had to actually get out of the seats and walk to the main entrance of the RV to get in and out of it. That just seemed weird, didn't it?
It did to me. It'd take a little while to get used to that.
Yeah. But we'll have a lot more to say. We'll have full reviews on the 3 different models we tested. I hope to start on that this week. But I'm only one person, and it takes a lot of work to edit these things together. Inka Schultz.
Question: looking at Kool-Aid found in on a line, looks like it increases cooling in Class C's.
Cool
What?
Air.
Uh,
I don't know that brand, Inka, so I have no opinion on it. Don't know what to tell you. Don't know it, so I don't want to. I don't want to guess. I just don't know Cool Air. I don't know that brand.
I was wondering what you're doing with Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Well, Kool-Aid's a nice, refreshing drink.
Yeah.
It'd probably make it easy. So, sorry, Ink, I have no comments on that one. I don't know anything. I could make up something though. Gary Lanham.
I was looking at things regarding safety and came across sprays like pepper, bear, etc. And
Are there any you recommend? Just get regular bear spray. Understand there are some places that will not let you bring it in. For example, Yosemite National Park doesn't let you bring bear spray in.
really,
Yeah, it's so be aware of that. I wouldn't get pepper spray. I would get regular bear spray. We know that works. It's a deterrent to bears. Everyone who hikes in bear country should have bear spray with them. Everyone. And if you don't, shame on you. You really should have it. It's very effective, more effective than any other type of protection out there. But
every person their own.
yeah, and we have learned that the hard way. We'll have a story on our podcast this week about just that. But every person should carry bear spray. And if you have 6 people on a hike, it shouldn't be just the front and the back. It should be all 6 of you carrying bear spray. So, but I wouldn't get pepper spray. I would use bear spray. Now, if that's safety from bears, if you're talking about personal safety, I just don't see that a problem. 12 years we've been doing this, and we have not found any need to have a firearm. We've not found any need to have any kind of weapon at all. It's been. I don't even think we've ever been comfortable, have we? When we've camped. That's 12 years of experience right there for you. Now, if you're
But
paranoid about that,
I'm not in a tent in bear country.
yeah. Well, in bear country, yes, definitely, you want to have bear spray. I'm not sure that he's talking about personal safety and crime. When he says pepper spray, that's what you use for personal against people. But I'm guess I'm trying to say is you don't have to arm yourself to go out and enjoy the RV lifestyle and feel secure. It's a pretty safe lifestyle. So, and I know I've just made people angry because people like to. I won't go there. Jerry Cornelius.
Thank you, Jerry. Jen, I thought it was Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah, I did too. Because I'm looking at the camera and then I'm looking at the question, but it was Cool Air.
Well, I've got computer glasses, but I forgot to put them on. We were kind of rushed.
That's Bradley.
Yes, we did attend the musical, and it was excellent. I bet it was. The pitchfork fondue was delicious. Cottonwood Campground is wonderful. Day 6 of 14 on the trip, and all done serendipity.
That's the way we like to travel. That is really exciting. Of all the national parks, I think Theodore Roosevelt is the easiest one to get into. And we've done it several times with no reservations. The pitchfork fondue is where they literally put steaks on pitchforks, and then they put them in boiling oil, and they cook them that way, and they're delicious. It's kind of a cowboy steak dinner before the musical at Medora, and I'm glad that Bradley got a chance to see it.
How could I have forgotten that? Now that you mention it, the forks.
Oh yeah, pitchforks in that pot of boiling.
Don't they
oil.
offer 2 different entrees?
I think they did. Did you get a steak? I don't think you got a steak.
I don't think usually if I get a choice, I don't get
a steak. Baked potatoes, they have all sorts of stuff. But that was really fun. And it's right next door to the amphitheater. It's just this gorgeous amphitheater, open air, outdoor theater.
And we were lucky. It was a beautiful day that we went. So it was pleasant sitting outside at the picnic tables.
Yep. Worth going to North Dakota, if nothing else, other than that's probably one of our second or third favorite national parks in the country. We've been to most of them now, but we just absolutely love. Why do we love Theodore Roosevelt so much? the wild horses. Love the
Mhm.
horses.
And the bison.
The bison, the wild horses. The bison literally walk through the campground, the Cottonwood
Right.
campground. The Medora musical. The hiking. It's great hiking. I
Mhm.
love walking that river trail. And it's and then stop by the cabin that Roosevelt himself, they've had it restored at a little exhibition there at the park entrance. The whole history of the park, when Roosevelt, who became this huge advocate of naturalism and our whole series of national parks, and it all happened because he ended up in North Dakota. His wife had died, and he came out there to get away from it all and to grieve, and fell in love with the cowboy lifestyle. He was quite a guy. He was quite a guy. Anyway, you're in a great spot, Bradley. I'm glad to hear it's all working out for you. Steve Weistock.
Any thoughts on ceramic window films to reduce heat in RVs? Trying to avoid blocking views with the insulation panels.
Yeah, that's a big question that you have. I've never
Mhm.
looked into a ceramic window films. Now it's 94 degrees out here in Southwest Michigan right now. I don't know if that's the temperature now. It's 88 degrees. Now it's dropped because the sun's gone. It's 88. But I've had the air on for about 3 hours, and it's very comfortable in here. And I don't have it. I think I have it set for 70 degrees. So that's a far cry from 95 and humidity in Florida or in Texas. But we've never felt the need for ceramic window films. And they do darken it still. So you do have an altered view when you look out your windows. I don't know if the sun is down. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit now.
There you
It's
go.
not too bad. I'm gonna leave that out. But this is like regular window, and I don't want anything interfering with the view out the window. So that's just my thoughts. That I wouldn't. It's something I wouldn't be interested in because I don't think there's a real need for it. But I don't live in Florida and primarily camp in that kind of environment all the time. Hope that helps a little bit, Steve. Johnny A.
I don't fear people, but bear country, I might arm up.
Arm up with bear spray. It's more effective than a firearm, and it's been proven to be. In fact, it's been proven to be effective than a firearm. But yeah, bear country. I don't hike. I don't really even go outside my. I have just strapped on my belt a bear spray whenever we go out, and we've never had an incident. We did, and that's the story we're going to tell on our podcast this week about when we had it. We took a group on a short hike in an area, a glacier we never expected to see anything, and why having bear spray is important. So yes, by all means, carry bear spray. Gary Lanham.
What's the rule of thumb as to age to get new tires?
A lot of people think that it's how many years you've had the RV. I'm going to take this down because the sun has popped up behind the thing and it's really bright. The rule of thumb, as far as I'm concerned, is if your vehicle is sitting in one place for a long time, several months in the sun, I would think about replacing them every couple of years because the sun and sitting in one spot really takes its toll. If you're traveling regularly, that means 25-30% of the time, once a month or someplace, your tires are getting rolled around. They're not going to develop a flat spot. You probably have 30, 40, 50,000 miles you can do. It all depends on how many UV rays that those tires soak up, how long they're sitting in one place with full weight. All that is, and then what kind of roads you drive on. So it's hard to say. I always check your tires at the start, the beginning, and the middle of every season. Look to see for uneven tire wear. That's what causes most of the problems is uneven tire wear. Make sure you keep your vehicle at the recommended weight and below a little bit if you can, the recommended maximum cargo capacity. But certainly, this is a brand new RV. It's approaching 1 year. I will look at replacing these the year after next in 2026. That's based on our current travel schedule, the way we've been doing it, which is half the year, half to 3/4 that we're gone. So hope that helps. Bob Leach.
If RVing around all of the Great Lakes, would you go clockwise or counterclockwise?
Depends on where I'm going next. If I'm going west, I would go around counterclockwise, starting at Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron, and all the way up around the UP, and then come back that way, so that when I finished up on the Wisconsin side of Lake Michigan, I could continue west. If I'm going east, I'd do it the other way. I'd start maybe in Wisconsin, come across. I'd want to do. You want to do southwestern Michigan, right in that corner there with Indiana, because you have two really great state parks: Warren Dunes State Park, Van Buren State Park, just beautiful Lake Michigan lakefront state parks. You've got Grand Haven State Park up the ways a little bit. You've got Muskegon State Park. This is traveling the west coast of Michigan, the east coast of Lake Michigan. And I would love to do that.
I'm thinking about, you start here, and if you go around this way, or if you go around this way, you end up at the same place.
Here's the thing, Bob. Yeah, you would end up the same place, but if it depends on where you're going to start. Why don't you get our book? We have a great book, a Great Lakes Shoreline Tour, that lets you tour the U.S. side of every one of the Great Lakes, and we suggest starting that in Lake Ontario in upstate New York. And there's the link to it. Just look for the Great Lakes Shoreline Tour. It's one of our favorite trips. People talk about traveling cross country. This is an awesome trip. You start basically in New York, work your way all the way around the Great Lakes, and you'll have an appreciation for their beauty, their size, their majesty, all the fun things to do, the beautiful places to camp along the ways. It was one of, even more so than going west, Alaska and all that, doing the Great Lakes Shoreline Tour is just a great, great trip. We suggested, that you do it in legs, but it would be a great summer trip. Start in June and end in August, and you'd get all the way through. Or just take a certain leg of it. Do the Lake Erie side, the Lake Ontario side, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, but do it in legs. And can you tell we like that, the Great Lakes Shoreline Tour? It's a great place.
And I guess it would depend on when you start, whether you want more open country or if you want more congestion and people.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can do it in reverse. You can do it in sections, however you like it. But give it a try. Andrew Larimore.
Got home about 3 hours ago. Had a great time in Shipshewana. Thank you for telling us that. That means a lot.
Andrew was my e-bike riding buddy, and he led 2 of our bike rides this past week.
And give our best to Joanne.
On the Pumpkin Vine Trail in Shipshewana, which is a great trail. Yes, please say hi to Joanne, and it was great being near you guys. There's somebody else who was with us this past week, Jeff and Rita Newman up in Grand Rapids.
That's part of the Shipshewana meetup, meeting Jen and Mike, of course. So you're being very kind, Jeff.
Did you tell them about Jeff and Rita's? Jeff and Rita have a great traveling companion.
They have a bunny.
Louie, I think is his name.
Yes.
Louie the rabbit.
Louie the rabbit.
First people we've met that travel with a rabbit.
And they were saying that after dogs and cats, rabbits are the 3rd most popular animal to be traveling with.
You can see that on the YouTube channel. Just check that out. And you get a quick look. You get to meet Louie. Jennifer met him, and he's pretty soft, huh?
Oh, so cuddly and soft.
Yeah. You are a rabbit person.
I am a rabbit person.
You had bunnies as a pet when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was great to see you guys, Jeff. That was really fun. Deborah Beck.
As a retired police captain, I'm used to carrying a gun. But since we're headed to Glacier and Canada, I just ordered some bear spray.
Yeah, the big thing, Deborah, is you can't take a firearm into Canada.
And then what do you do with it?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, depends if you're going to come back that same way. A lot of people in all those border cities, you can rent storage space. Most gun shops will let you store your firearm there, and then you can go off into Canada, and then you come back and pick it up. I know somebody who insists on traveling with a small tactical shotgun, little small. We used to call them sawed-off shotguns, but they're now tactical shotguns. And he always kept that because not that he ever planned on using it, but he thought that when you rack it is enough to scare away anybody. But when he goes into Canada, he just stops at a gun shop and they store it for him for very little amount of money. So there's something you can consider, Deborah. You at least know how to use and have been trained properly in firearms. So
And
that's all good.
that bear spray, make sure that it's new. It hasn't expired.
Yeah.
They actually say every year. I guess that's the people who sell it. Every year get a new can.
Yeah. And bear spray really is effective against bears primarily. It's not meant to be, I suppose it would work against humans, but bear spray in particular. Sharon Childress.
All right. Could we do the entire Great Lakes shoreline tour in 6 weeks?
Yes.
We
easily.
may do it this fall. Oh,
6
fall
weeks.
is perfect.
Fall is a great time. Start, early September, and you will love it. That's our favorite time. Fall is always the best time in the Great Lakes region, particularly when you get into northern Michigan and Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. 6 weeks is a perfect time for that trip. You could do it very easily, and you wouldn't be rushed at all. You'd have time to enjoy the scenery. Jeff Carey.
Did you bring any of the donuts home with you? No, we didn't.
Yeah, they're still carrying them.
Pounds.
Oh my gosh. We're talking. Yeah, you saw the video. If you all saw the video, Amish crack, they call it. It's kind of like a sugary caramel coated. I don't know how to describe it. We have a bunch of people try and describe it. It is absolutely delicious, and they make it at a little Amish bakery. And actually, they've got 3 or 4 stores now in the whole Elkhart region. But it started right near us in Shipshewana from an Amish couple, and they since sold it. But the recipes for this stuff, these are great donuts. But we didn't bring any home. But we're thinking when we go back there, we're going to bring some of that. And then there's a Amish meat market that we all visited last week that makes just fabulous
The meat is
hot
good.
dogs and bratwurst and sirloin burgers. Oh, man. We'll probably
I think
stop
we
back
might be going back to buy some meat.
there. Hey, while we're here, we want to thank our sponsors for this event. We have several sponsors who either donate prizes or help to offset the costs of putting on an event like this. More Ride, which is a great automotive or RV supplier. Electric bikes. Man, did we have fun with our electric bikes. I wasn't the only one. There were half a dozen other people with electric bikes, and we enjoyed riding them this weekend. Camco, which makes so many great products for the RV lifestyle, all in the USA. Keystone RV, Bugs Off, which has a product that helps you get the bugs off your RV windshield or your car windshield.
The whole body of the vehicle.
And then the National RV Training Academy, which has all these great online courses to help you maintain and troubleshoot issues that may arise in your RV. We want to thank all those folks for helping us with our costs and just the logistics and the prizes that we gave away. It was great, and we were honored to be that you chose us to help support. Those are great sponsors. Okay, I think we have gone pretty good. I want to tell you about this book. It's our latest book, our 22nd book, and it's a tour of the Bourbon Trail, an exploration of the Bourbon Trail. And we love that trail.
Oh,
excuse me. Pollen still.
So we've got another book out, and you don't have to like bourbon to get the book and do the trail. There's lots of things to see in the area.
Now, we have another book that's about ready to come loose any day. Just looked at, I think, our final edit on it, and it is an awesome book. I'm going to tell you what it's about, and it's coming out very soon. It is our guide to Yosemite National Park. Yosemite is kind of the premier national park in America. Even before Yellowstone is one to see. It is just so epic, and we have a great tour of Yosemite in terms of a suggested RV tour for you. Budgeting in extra days for you to enjoy things, telling you all the things you can do, where to stay, where to eat, how to hike it, an interactive map, so many things. And that's coming off very soon. That will be our 23rd book, and we hope to have that out within the next several days, a week, 2 weeks, something like that. We'll tell you about it when it launches, but we are pretty excited about that book. Okay, again, a quick invite to you if you've not become a part of our RV lifestyle community. On the screen is the link. Please go there. Join tonight. Join right now. Get to know the folks out there. Ask questions about the best travel routes, or what to see in a certain place, or what campgrounds to choose, or how to find a campground, or a million other questions. We have all these different spaces of discussion groups, traveling with pets, electrical issues, plumbing issues. So it is the place to go if you want to be connected to the RV lifestyle community. And none of the craziness, none of the nastiness that you see on big tech social media, i.e. Facebook. These are all great people, and you'll enjoy being connected with them. So please join. All right, that is all we've got for tonight on this Father's Day. We hope for all the dads out there that you had a really great time on this special day, that you felt loved and honored. And for all of you, we hope that you have great travel plans for this summer. And we look forward to seeing you guys down the road.
Happy trails.